Welcome back to Hungry for History. Have you had quince before? Recently, I saw and tasted fresh quince for my first time. I knew quince was an ancient fruit dating back to Greek and Roman times. After moving to the Willamette Valley of Oregon, I discovered that it's sold at the local farmers market and orchards, and locals here are very happy to share the quinces from their backyard. Today, I'm going to make a historic quince recipe from Apicius, the sole remaining cookery book from the days of the Roman Empire. Let's get it started! So what's a quince? It's a hard tree fruit covered with a layer of gray fuzz. As it ripens, it turns from pale green to rich golden yellow that looks like a cross between apple and pear. It gives off a sweet floral fragrance when it's ripe. An Arabic poem about quinces dating back from early medieval times says, quote, "It's yellow in color as if it wore a daffodil tunic, and it smells like musk, a penetrating smell. It has the perfume of a loved woman and the same hardness of heart, but it has the color of the impassioned and scorning lover." Quince originates from the Caucasus region between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. It includes Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran, southwestern Russia, and Turkmenistan. From there, quince spread to the west throughout Europe and to the east by the Silk Road. In Greece, a variety of quince flourished that was named after the ancient city of Cydonia on the island of Crete. Its widespread cultivation helped the name Cydonia become the scientific name for all quinces. According to Joseph Postman, who is an agricultural scientist and gene bank curator, cultivation of Cydonia predates cultivation of Manners, which is the genus of apple in the Mesopotamian region. It's likely that quince was the fruit of temptation in the Garden of Eden. In Greek mythology, quince is associated with Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. At the wedding of Peleus and Thetis, Ares, goddess of discord, who was not invited, barged in and brought a fruit described as a golden apple, mostly like a quince. On the fruit, it was inscribed, quote, "For the most beautiful," unquote. This led to a dispute among three goddesses, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. They all claimed the fruit. At the wedding, Zeus declined to make the judgment and handed this hot potato to Paris, who was the son of King Priam of Troy. The three goddesses tried to bribe Paris. Aphrodite offered the world's most beautiful woman, Helen of Sparta. Paris accepted Aphrodite's gift and gave the quince to her. Aphrodite in turn helped him with Helen, which sparked the Trojan War. Hence then quince became Aphrodite's fruit, the fruit of love and fertility. According to Plutarch, a Greek historian and philosopher, Athenian statesman and lawmaker Solon enacted a law which stated that the bride should eat nut quince before retire to the marriage bed. I'm not sure if the Greeks today still keep this tradition for their weddings. If you know anything, please tell us in the comment below. Pliny the Elder, who was a Roman writer and naturalist, wrote the encyclopedic Naturalis Historia. He describes multiple varieties of quinces such as golden apple, sparrow apple, and musk quince. He also confirms that golden apple quince was an emblem of love and were often kept in bedchambers by the Romans. The Roman Cookbook of Apicius, a collection of Roman cookery recipes probably compiled in the 1st century AD, provides tips for storing quinces and 2 recipes for cooking quinces. One of the recipes says, beef with leeks, all with quince, all with onions, all with scallions, use broth, pepper, laser, and little oil. This recipe sounds like a stew to me. The only thing I don't have and could not get a hold of is the laser, which is a reason derived from silphium. It was used as a seasoning in Roman high-end cuisine, but laser has gone extinct by late antiquity. For my beef quince stew recipe, I use the following ingredients: 1 pound of beef, 1 big onion, 1 leek, 2 to 3 quinces. Step 1. Slice the onion in half moons. Step 2. Prepare the leek. Cut off the root end and the dark green leaves. Thinly slice the rest part into rings. In a bowl of cold water, add the slices. Give them a gentle stir to remove any soil between the layers. Scoop the rings out into a colander and let them dry before cooking. Step 3. Do not peel the quinces. Just cut them into chunks or slices. Make sure to remove the entire core. Step 4. Cut the beef into 1-inch pieces. Season the beef with salt and pepper. In a cast iron pot, heat 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Add the meat and brown over medium heat, about 3 minutes per side. Then transfer to a plate. Step 5. Add another 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Sauté the onion and the leek for about 5 to 7 minutes until they are softened. Step 6. Add the seared meat, salt and pepper, and enough broth to just cover the stew. Bring to a boil and then simmer for an hour. Step 7. Add the quince chunks into the pot. Then cook for another 30 minutes. Until the beef is tender, the quince becomes soft, and the sauce has thickened. Now it's the time to taste the stew. The beef is very tender and juicy, and at this point, the onion and leek are cooked down and dissolved into the sauce. And as for the quince, let me take a bite. The quince tastes a little bit tart, but after it absorbs the sauce, it has a natural savory flavor, so it tastes really good. Some of the quince chunks are cooked down and become part of the sauce, which adds a bit tartness. In the next video, I'm going to show you another quince recipe from the book of Apicius. Thanks for watching today's video. I really appreciate your support while I'm slowly building my channel. I will see you soon. Bye bye!